Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are to where it is that you want to be. And today I want to talk to you about your story ends in victory. So many times we can go through life and feel defeated by different things that come our way. And whether it be a weight loss journey, a body transformation, a business idea, authoring a book, creating business relationships, creating intimate relationships, we can knock ourselves down. We can defeat ourselves with that negative self-talk, that limiting belief, those fears that we have, saying that we can't do something. We've tried it once before, we've tried it multiple times before, and we're not successful. And we can say, well, I'm just not going to do that again. I'm going to give up. Well, I want to share with you the story that I've had through my business as to how I've gotten to a very beginning to where I am right now. And one of the things that I've felt was possible for me when I started my business was to be completely successful right from the very beginning. I got the coaching. I believed that I was a smart person, even though I'd never run my own business before. I thought with my business intellect, the fact that I was a corporate executive for many years and how I'd developed my chartered accounting skills and coaching skills and management skills, that I'd be able to build this business in a way that was way smarter than anyone else had ever done before and be way more successful. However, when I first started, I did some things wrong. Now, have you ever done anything wrong before? All you business owners out there? Of course. Have you failed before? Of course you have. I've failed many times. There have been things that I've done that I thought, man, this will work, and bang, guess what? It didn't work and it's cost me a lot of money. And I thought, wow, that didn't work. Let's not do that again. Let's do something different. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be something completely different. It means you just do it in a different way. You learn from the mistakes that you've made and you improve, tweak, change, monitor, re-implement, keep going until the damn thing works. So for many years, I struggled and I thought maybe it's this next thing, and it's like that shiny object syndrome where we look for that next thing, whether it's the next service, the next product, whether it's the next, I get hit up for web things all the time, whether it's SEO stuff, whether it's a piece of software, whether it's a piece of hardware, whether it's a new piece of equipment. Yeah, I'll put this new piece of equipment in your gym and it'll go gangbusters, it'll go crazy. People just go nuts for this. I remember many years ago, I put in one of those vibration trainers back when it was kind of a trendy thing to do. You know, you stand on this high power plate, it vibrates backwards and forwards. They reckon 10 minutes on that is worth an hour in the gym in terms of how it impacts your muscles and so forth. And I would say, well, yeah, that would be true for somebody that's fairly sedentary, and for most people, it's probably not going to do too much. So for me, I put that in thinking, okay, I can drive some marketing towards that. It'll be really popular. I could incorporate people using that piece of equipment while I'm using the rest of the gym to do other things. People could have just 15-minute sessions on it. It could create another income stream for me, etc., etc. Complete failure. The machine was good. I used to use it for myself for some rehab and massage and that kind of stuff. But in terms of a product to stimulate another income stream, it was a complete waste of time. Expensive piece of equipment. I ended up selling it for probably about half the price many years later. But that was a failed opportunity. It was just a failure. I thought, okay, well, I'll learn from that. Don't just expect to put in a piece of equipment and expect that, like build it and they will come. I've done many other things as well, whether it be staffing, whether it be marketing ideas and so forth, that just haven't taken off. They haven't worked. But what I knew was that I would make this a success because I was growing every day. And what I realized was maybe if I got coaching, some different type of coaching, then maybe that would help me. So initially I started out with one type of coach that was specifically in the health and fitness industry. That worked really well. It got me to a stage where I needed to advance to that next level. And I thought, okay, well, I need some mindset training. I felt that I wasn't passionate about what it was that I was doing. I couldn't tap into that, I didn't think. So I thought, how do I do that? So that's when I started working with some Tony Robbins programs and Tony Robbins coaches. And then I found that, well, my income wasn't growing though. I was looking for that, I think in my mind, that one thing that if once I do this, everything will change exponentially. But it didn't. And I thought, what am I doing wrong? Why is this not working? I read success stories of other people and why is that not happening for me? And this is just life's journey, isn't it? You have to keep pushing and keep driving. And I thought, well, I'm going to be the best version of myself with this coaching that I can be, stepping into all the tasks I'm asked to do and see where it takes me. But then what I realized was that type of coaching took me to a certain place, but then I needed that extra level of coaching. I needed something else now. You know, you need different people at different stages of your life. And I spoke about this in a podcast a couple of days ago about when I found JT. And again, so I listened to JT. I jumped on board with JT's coaching a few years ago now. And again, listening to the success stories and people saying about how they turn things around so rapidly within 6 months. And that didn't happen for me. I felt better. I was putting things in place. I was managing myself a lot better. But I wasn't getting the huge turnaround that I was expecting. And then again, I thought, what am I doing wrong? Why do other people get this success, but I'm not getting it? And here's another example of me not being able to achieve that. But I didn't focus on that. Instead, I focused on keep moving forward, keep doing what JT says, keep doing all of those things. And then I got some additional coaching as well. I did some one-on-one with JT. I've used Tycoon X. I listen to other people as well, but I just keep being consistent, reading JT's books, doing all of those tasks, but just being consistent with what it is that he coaches on. And so I kept doing it. I kept implementing. I got the celebrity branding. I kept pushing that in different ways. And then, even though it might look like an overnight success, when you look at the different things, I've been working for 10, 11, 12, and now my 13th year to be able to get to where I am now, where things are going so well that you would think, oh man, this just happened overnight. But it hasn't. This is what I love about Olympic gold medalist Australian Stephen Bradbury. So if you know that name, you'll know that Stephen won Olympic gold at the Winter Olympics in the final, speed skating. So it's 4 people in the final. He was exhausted by the time he got to the final. Him and his coach came up with a strategy knowing that he can't beat these people. But what they determined was that, because they knew it was going to be competitive, that if he just deliberately hung at the back for most of the race, one of the skaters would probably fall over and he'd come through and claim a bronze. And that was their strategy. Little did they know that all of the 3 in front would take each other out and he would cross and take gold. Now, I remember watching that live and just being like, oh my God, what an amazing moment, and how mixed his feelings must be right now because they've all taken themselves out. He was coming fourth and going to miss out for a medal, ended up coming through and taking gold. He played by the rules, he was strategic, that was the luck of the game for them. Now, what he said was he didn't accept the gold for that race, but he accepted it for I think it was 17 years of training, almost being killed, all the pain, the injuries from the years before and the Olympics before to claim that gold. And that's how I reflect on my success right now. It's not for what's happened just in the last 12 months. It's the momentum, the drive, the growth that I've had every single day, every single year to get to where I am now. Consistently implementing, using the coaching, getting coaching, acting every single day so that you are listening to your coaches and implementing what they say to get that result. And yeah, has it happened for me overnight? No, it hasn't. And so I look at how has my life played out like that and where has it been consistent? When I was a school student, I was not a good student at school. I didn't resonate with the way that we learn. I struggled to remember things. I just didn't grasp concepts. So I really seemed to lag behind everybody else. I was probably a C/B type student. When I went to university and I started to do the things that I wanted to do, which was accounting at the time, then that's when I started to thrive. So I was getting distinctions, high distinctions for most of my subjects, and I was feeling really good about that because I worked hard. I was incredibly focused. I was driven. I wanted to move out of home. I wanted to move away from country Victoria. I wanted to move into the city. I wanted to join one of the big, it was top 8 at that time, accounting firms. I wanted to become a chartered accountant. I didn't know what my future held beyond that, but that's what I was going to do. And I was so driven. And I was successful as a result of that. But were there people better than me? Sure, there were people way better than me. But I was getting the best result for me. And I had to work damn hard at it. When it comes to my body, I have to work hard to achieve what it is that I want to achieve. I'm sure there's plenty of people around the globe that can achieve better or the same results as me with less effort than me. But that's just what I need to achieve. My strength and conditioning coach, he says to me, Rob, you remind me of the best athletes that he's ever worked with ever. He says, I'm probably the best athlete he's ever worked with. I was like, what a huge compliment. This guy's worked with NFL players. He's worked all over the world with people. But he says, you remind me of some of my top bodybuilding clients. And he named a couple of them. And he said, they took probably 10 years to achieve their absolute best body. And he said, what you're doing now, how hard you're working now, how focused you are now, I'm now moving into my second year. He says, it might take you 10 years to get to the best version of you. And I think, man, how exciting is that? Because I'll be 60. Over 60, by the time that I can achieve my best body. Is that exciting? God, yeah. Like if I can get better every single year and be 60 plus and say, this is my best body ever. How exciting is that? Most people are giving up on life. I get clients that are giving up at 37 and they say, man, I'm almost 40. I know I can't achieve this now. I say, what are you talking about? I'm 52, 53 this year and I'm able to achieve this with my body, my best body ever. I mean, you cut my head. I know I don't look 52, but you cut my head off and you just show my body and say, man, look at that body. That is no way that is a 52, 53-year-old person. I've got some clients that are the same age as me or a little bit younger that look probably 10 plus years older because of them not looking after themselves. So I know the fact that even with my training, it takes me longer to get the outcomes that I want. When it comes to everything that I've done in my life, I've found that I've had to work harder. I've learnt to work smarter so that I can achieve the results that I want. And I'm sure there are plenty of people around me that achieve it in a split second of the time compared to the time that it's taken me. But that's about them. And this is your life. And life is not a competition, life is a journey. And if you work out what your success criteria is, then you just take it at the speed that you want. For me, it just takes more time. There's plenty more successful people than me that have done things better, faster than I have. That's fine. But it's just taken me this amount of time to achieve what I'm achieving. Like I say, it's not how you start, but it's how you end. And if you focus on what you can do every day to take you to where it is that you want to get to, does it really matter if the person next door is doing it faster than you? No, because this is about your journey and who you become along that journey. At the end of the day, your story is going to end in victory. So it doesn't matter how you start. It doesn't matter if you lose along the way and you fail along the way. if you work towards ending in victory, that's all that matters. This is why I live with the mindset of, I'm never going to die wondering what if. I'm going to do it and then take the consequences of what it is that I've done and take the learning from that, the growth from that. Yes, I'm going to succeed. Yes, I'm going to be victorious. But yes, that means that along the way, there are going to be some losses. There are going to be some failures. There's going to be some pain. But that is the process that drives you to grow, drives you to get stronger, drives you to see that these losses are necessary to give you the victory. Because with loss comes hunger. And if you're winning at life and winning at everything all the time, you will become stale. You'll become satisfied. And you'll stop growing. But when you stay hungry, that's when you keep growing. That's when you keep looking for that extra edge. And that's what makes life exciting. That's what makes you progress each day. And without progress, we're not succeeding. And to me, that's what life is all about. We must keep progressing. So, your story can end in victory. And it will end in victory if you follow what it is that I've said here today. If you want to get in touch with me, you can. Go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com. Opt in for a free consultation. Let's connect. Let's make your story end in victory. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.